This is Surviving AI with JTB. That's me. Hope and victory are yours if you renounce slavery and claim it and demand it and live it. That's the theme of today's show. It's about how you win, how you survive. Nobody's advising you to sit around and mope. Let's survive. But first, we got to wake the fuck up. Let's do it with some music, shall we? It is December 21st, 2023, coming to the end of a another fabulous year of life, starting another fabulous day. Dawn only comes to those awake to see it. I'm paraphrasing uh, Walden in that one. I'll find the quote. I'll read it again. Let's warm up with some music. Good morning, Mary Poppins. Good morning, Stephen Arrow. Good morning, Bigfoot. Good morning, Big Chris. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everybody. Sinful Toaster. All my friends in this wonderful community. Good morning.
gladly pay you by the hour for a minute or so, so you can sign off on the towers where they'll piss on your home. And if you feel like you're just powerless to answer them no, it's 'cause you are. They'll gladly pay you by the hour for a minute or so, so you can sign off on the towers where they'll piss on your home. And if you feel like you're just powerless to answer them no, it's 'cause you are. It's 'cause you are. They'll gladly stagnate a living wage, snap the chains and bury it. Labor slaves in rusty cages dragged behind a chariot, led by Mr. Racial Jungle, Joseph or Iscariot, fighting over scraps as they barrage us all with variants and BuzzFeed clickbait, straight until we're paralyzed, trying to distract us from the concentration camps that Joe had swore he'd close but only chose to amplify, where they got 50-something kids in cages made for 5 to occupy. And no, she hasn't seen the camps, but Harris swears they're paradise. She tells us the facilities are safe, and that right down to the women, they are regularly sterilized. Then she throws her head back and she proceeds to laugh, that sort of heartless cackle you'd expect from someone working steadfastly on behalf of the virus and a Congress full of parasites. And where was I? I was busy cashing every blue check, demonstrating plainly all the narratives expected from the verified. I was busy breeding verbal leeches by the terabyte. Train them to exsanguinate the wealthy while they sleep at night. Bleed the oil barons dry and barren. Say they showed us how to share and now we share alike. Tell them I contracted rabies from a feral mic. Now I'm just another species losing sleep to noise pollution and these glaring lights, forced to change its habits and adapt to just survive. But now it's safe to say that some of us are thriving in the moment, throwing shit on presidential homes beneath the Paris skies. So if you feel like you're just powerless, I guess you bought the lie. But I can tell they're petrified of our collective might, 'cause I can hear those gentrifiers weeping at the sight of our collective rights. And I only can imagine the intensifying fear of knowing revolution's near, and all that's left to do is simply wallow in the thick anticipation of a rabid bite. And baby, one day you can ask your leaders just what that was like before you grab a slice. So if you think you're powerless, allow me now to change your mind. Honey, if you think you're powerless, allow me now to change your mind. See, they'll pay you hourly, tax them each apart, and build a shining tower out of loopholes and cards, and tell you that you're powerless to keep you in the dark, because you aren't, because we aren't. You see, they'll pay you hourly, tax them each apart, and make you build a shining tower out of loopholes and cards, where they'll tell you that you're powerless to keep you in the dark, because you aren't, because we aren't.
Well, good morning again, everybody. Jesse was telling you the truth there. Our good friend Jesse Jett was telling you the truth that we are not powerless. Those who rule us so cruelly, so selfishly, so greedily want us to believe that we are powerless, but we are not powerless. In fact, we are the very opposite of powerless. But what we are is divided. What we are is divided. That's where they succeeded. They divided us up with borders and finances and corporate scams and lies and different forms of government and different kings and different queens and different rulers and different oligarchs and different oil companies. They divided us all up in a little capitalism pie, little predatory capitalism pie, and now they turn cannibalistic. Now they're eating us. It's a cannibalistic capitalism pie. Politics are fucking worthless, Sam. Politics. The United States is dead. The United States is dead. Did you know that? We don't live in a free country. Capitalism was a lie, just like communism, just like socialism. Capitalism failed. This is the failure of capitalism. So what's the form of government that's going to work? Truth and transparency. Socialism failed because of truth and transparency. Communism failed, truth and transparency. Capitalism failed because of truth, transparency. We can't have predators running the world. We can't have kings running the world. We can't have people hoarding and taxing and starving and warring and imprisoning and violating and raping and pillaging, racist, classist, evil fucking anarcho fascists who want the corporations of the world to rape us and kill us, regardless of who we are, as long as we're lower class, as long as we're in poverty, as long as we have no voice and no rights. They invented app slavery just for you. You should be so fucking complimented. They created a system just to enslave you. But here's the little secret. This is the little secret of the whole fucking show. Hope and victory are yours to claim if you want them. Just like John Lennon wrote, "War is over. If you want it." He was right. John Lennon was right. War is over if you want it. Remember the good old holiday song? But you have to want it. You got to stop buying the lies of your leaders, because every time we have a fucking war. Look, man, I've been alive since 1968, which was I was born like during the Tet Offensive type, the time. And every single war that the United States has ever been in and perpetrated is a lie. Every single genocide is a lie, right? We allegedly fought the Nazis, and then we brought them over here to the United States to work for us. That's not a joke. It's called Operation Paperclip. We brought the Nazi scientists over here and lots of the Nazi dignitaries to work for us. We just wanted to rule the world. We didn't fucking care who died and didn't die. We just wanted to fucking rule the world and be the world's money supply so we could hoard the shit out of it and colonize the entire planet, which is what they're trying to do. It's called cannibalistic capitalism. I think I coined that phrase too. I coin a lot of fucking phrases because I'm the world's most honest economist. That's what I'm going to call myself today. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the richest. I'm the most honest, though. I'm the most honest economist you're ever going to find. I'll tell you that fucking cops, slave industry, prison industrial complex, slave industry, judges, slave industry, politicians, slave industry. That's how they all make their fucking money, off slavery. Gig apps, global gig economy, corporate AI. It's about slavery. It's about them having passive income, and you're the passive income. You do the fucking work, they take the fucking money, all of it. And then they're going to talk to you about take rates and platinum programs. The only platinum you're ever going to fucking see is on your slave phone, playing Grand Theft Human. But you're the fucking icon that gets fucking robbed in Grand Theft Human. They take your fucking soul. They take your consciousness. They steal everything that every part of a social contract that made us human. They're going to fucking take it in app slavery. They're going to run you into the motherfucking ground. Run you, your car, your mental health, your housing, your standard of living into the motherfucking ground. And there's no fucking rules. No fucking rules. None. All the rules that apply. You think you live in a world, you think you're working in a world where there's insurance and law enforcement and gravity and some kind of financial system that you can depend on. Oh, no, no, no. You're playing a fucking video game, and they're eking out a few cents to you on the way and making you think it's real. And you're creating a narrative in your head. It doesn't exist. You're just playing a fucking video game. You might as well be playing Pokemon Go for a living. It doesn't fucking matter. They don't care about the service that you're giving the customers. They don't care about the customers. This is a short-term scam, man. This is a short-term scam to pilot app slavery. Then the food delivery and the rideshare business can go over to the robots, and they just leave us high and dry. They just decapitate you and leave the stump of your leave your head over there and leave the rest of your body and your little neck stump over on the other side, and you're done. You're an asset. They have no investment in you. They don't want to know you. The less of you they have, the better. The reason Tony Hsiu runs around talking about how drivers work, an average of 10 hours per week or whatever bullshit he's saying is that that's what they want. Our friend Dino of Saying It Like It Is, Dino's channel here on the YouTubes, made a video yesterday about how DoorDash does the opposite of everything that would make sense. And Dino's right. Dino got it. That's because DoorDash doesn't function in a real market. DoorDash doesn't function with truth and transparency. In truth and transparency, you have to make valid contracts and provide valid services. DoorDash is running a scam. DoorDash doesn't care if they have happy consumers. They want addicted consumers. They don't care if they have happy slaves. They want addicted and compliant slaves. This is anarcho-fascism. There are no rules. Anarchy isn't when people are running around the streets playing the purge. I mean, that could be a part of anarchy, but most people want to live, right? It's not the people. It's not the Russian team that wants to fight the American team on the battlefield. It's the kings and the dictators and the border border hoarders and the oligarchs and the corporations that want all the war. It's not the people that are dying who want all the war and the death and the debauchery of this anarcho-fascism. It's the oligarchs and the few people that pull the levers on the corporations. The corporations aren't human. AI isn't human. Those are anti-human tools made to enslave you. Everything you've ever been told about America is a lie. America is not a beacon of justice and hope and capitalism. Capitalism isn't giving corporate America trillions of dollars while you starve the people to death. That's just some kind of monstrosity is what that is. It's not any kind of government. We don't have a government that represents us or that cares if we live or die. How do you know that? Look around and look at all your fellow human beings living on the street. They didn't do anything to deserve that. They didn't do anything. They're taking, fentanyl is now fentanyl is just one more step into Soylent Green. In Soylent Green, people are allowed to elect their own death and just to quit on society, to quit living, because life is so damn miserable. And so that's what fentanyl is. I don't know how many of you have ever lived or slept on the street, but if you have no place to go and no food and no warmth and no anything else, do you really care if you fucking die while you're high? You probably don't. You almost surely don't. I mean, maybe you'd prefer to wake up in the morning. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of 50-50, but when you're sitting there freezing and suffering and lonely and your family don't give a fuck if you're alive or dead or whatever else, really, is fentanyl the worst thing that's going to happen to you? I doubt it. The worst thing that's happened probably already happened. Now, if you're a young female, I've spent a lot of time with homeless communities and working with people. All the communities that I work with, I guess, in civil rights live in poverty. I don't work with any wealthy communities. They got their civil rights. They don't need somebody like me hanging around trying to help them fight. You got money, you got your civil rights, because civil rights in America are money. No money, no civil rights. You don't got the right to work. You don't got the right to housing. You don't got the right to food. You don't have the right to shit. You got the right to be a slave. You got the right to be on the streets long enough that they can decide you're a criminal and just throw you a fucking way, and then you're a slave. Man, I've been in the jail as a prisoner. It's not what you think it is. Whatever you think it is, it's not. the majority of prisoners have not yet been found guilty of their crime in the United States. They're being held with cash bail, which was created as a system of racism, which was created as a system to keep Black people imprisoned. Shameful. Shameful. There's no illusion of democracy or freedom in the United States anymore. They gave that up, and that's how you know how far gone this is. That's how you know how far gone this is in the context of app slavery and in the concept of fascism. Is that all of these frauds are being run in broad daylight? Nobody's stopping them. Nobody's stopping the wars. Nobody's stopping the genocide and the murder of families and children and the destruction of cities, the destruction of entire territories that will be, may now be vacant for the rest of humanity, considering how insistent we seem to be on killing each other for temporary borders. These wars are over temporary borders that haven't even been there for decades, much less hundreds of years or thousands of years. These are illusions. These are the illusions of oligarchs. They're divided up so that oil companies and oligarchs and corporations and despots and kings, those sons of bitches in the United Kingdom, still got their fucking like royal dipshits out there, being colonial fuckers, and then the alleged presidents of the United States go visit them colonial fuckers in the UK, and then they all go visit the fucking Pope and all the fucking Vatican and all this bullshit. Come on. If the Catholics were a legitimate religion, they wouldn't have the fucking Vatican. Sorry, Catholics. Sorry, Catholics. If you were a legit religion, you wouldn't have the Vatican. You wouldn't need that shit. Because that's just greed. That's just hoarding. That's all it is. I'm not even a religious person. I don't even have to be a religious person to know that. I just know that because it's absolute fucking incontrovertible fact. You guys let humanity starve while you live in opulence and wealth. You're disgusting. You're all disgusting, vile swine. That's why I have no pity for you anymore. Yeah, you can call me the fucking meanest piece. At least I don't advise people to chop off your heads. I just I think people should throw you in jail and take all your money. Jeff Bezos, Tony Hsiu, David Risher. That's right, Paulie Prissy Pants. Those sons of bitches are just genocidal fuckers that went out and just wiped people out around the world and then made them adopt their religion. Good morning, Stephen Arrow. Bunch of fucking frauds out there claiming to be religious people. Just like in our little dog shit community with the fucking Pedros of the world pretending that they're leaders, pretending that they offer something to the community. Sons of bitches. Hey, listen to this. This is funny. True. This guy is let's see who this is. This is Palmer Trolls, and this is comedian. This is from Facebook. Check this out. Or not Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. Why I've been thinking of Mark Zuckerberg. I don't have a Facebook account. I ain't on Facebook. This is from YouTube's the YouTube, but it's a short. So I'll show it to you here. Watch this. This is megachurch pastor Joel Osteen. One of the richest pastors in the world, also doesn't ever help anybody out at all. Keeps all his money. He has a huge following on Facebook, and people write to him like this person who said they're requesting prayer for their marriage. So I made my own. But unfortunately, your Joel Osteen prayer request account has not been activated. In order to activate your account, you'll need a monthly donation of $24.99. That gets you access to 3 prayer requests per month. Someone screenshotted this and started passing it around. Someone said the actual Joel Osteen ended up with a fake stamp on it. And then his church put the fake stamp on it. Snopes even picked it up. False. So I had to make my own Snopes page. True. This is megachurch pastor Joel Osteen. One of the richest pastors in the world, also doesn't ever help anybody. Funny shit. But yeah, look, these rich pastors, look, every single one of these cultists, every single one of these shenanigans, selling con artists, we should just take all their shit back. They violated the law. They're operating under anarchy. Again, anarchy isn't just people just running around like the purge. People want to live in peace. I don't want to go fight Stephen Arrow on the street. I don't want to go take anything from Polly Prissy Pants. I don't want to do anything to Sinful Toaster. I just want to live in a peaceful community with them, because that's what normal people fucking do. Is they just want to survive. They just want to feed their family. They want to live in peace. They want to celebrate the fucking holidays that they choose to celebrate or not. And they want to live in fucking peace. But are we allowed to do that? No, we're not allowed to do that. You got fucking terrorists out there in blue that are going to pull you over if you're a black person or a Hispanic person or whatever. They're going to pull you over while you're trying to earn money as a fucking app slave. And they're gonna fucking question you like you're some kind of fucking terrorist because your skin's dark. Oh, and guess what? When you're trying to identify yourself with their bullshit artificial intelligence face scanning technology, it's not going to recognize you if you're black or Hispanic. The cops bullshit face recognition isn't going to recognize you properly. Artificial intelligence is stacked against you if you're a woman or a person of color or a person that's not American. It's ridiculous. Artificial intelligence is basically the corporate encoding of racism, sexism, anarchy, and fascism. Fucking stupidest thing that humanity's ever done, and the only reason humanity's doing it is there's sister fuckers out there like Sam Altman that are such fucking psychopaths they don't care if they kill the human race. Isn't that really fucking something? We turned the whole fucking show over to a fucking 30-something-year-old sister fucking billionaire so that he can destroy the world. Yeah, anybody that shows up telling you that they're some fucking person of authority is full of shit. Anybody that claims that they got authority to do dick in this economy is a fucking liar. That's the truth. This whole thing's fucking run by computers. Anybody that's making money off these fucking markets is just playing fucking computer gambling games. There's no legitimate investment. Your money supply is gone. You could not work enough hours for the rest of your fucking life to survive on the money supply that they're leaving for your community. They're starving you out. Stalin starved 5 million people. Stalin in the famine in the USSR starved 5 million people to death. Starved them to fucking death. That's what they're doing to us. You think they give a fuck? Now, in the modern day, starving to death, the nice thing, Stephen Arrow, the real sweet thing is that Joe Biden or Donald Trump or whatever fucking octogenarian, septuagenarian, genocidal motherfucker they put in there, they'll make sure we got fentanyl on the streets so we can just put ourselves to sleep like a nice little homeless dog. We can just put ourselves to sleep. We'll have just kill human shelters, and then maybe someday the robots will open a non-kill shelter. Well, where the robots will shelter a few of us in a non-kill shelter, but most of us are going to the kill shelter, and they'll put us on with a nice TV, some music. They'll give us a AI girlfriend to have sex with. Put a little fleshlight attachment on your wanger while you have sex with your AI girlfriend, and then just snort a little bit of fentanyl and just put yourself to sleep, just like Soylent Green. It's a beautiful future they have planned for us. It's called necropolitics. They want you dead. What's going on in the wars over in Europe? Necropolitics. They want you dead. You don't think we're going to start having some kind of war activity here on U.S. soil? We're perpetrating war all over the world. It's now AI and drones and robots and all of that. And with all that, you got no protections. You got no work. They're closing down your grocery stores. They're positioning in all the inner cities that the reason that they're shutting down our markets and all our resources is there's too much theft. What do you think you're going to get in a society where there's where there's high school football players signing multi-million-dollar contracts to go play for college, and they might not even take a snap. And then outside the stadiums, people are starving to death. This is a stupid fucking society we built here. This is bread and circus. Excuse me. No matter how much you like your NFL or your NBA or your Major League Baseball or your Major League Soccer or your wrestling or your NASCAR or whatever else, they're using that circus to keep you asleep while they're fucking murdering you. You don't get to go to any of those fucking events. I don't get to go to any concerts anymore. I don't get to go to any fucking shows or athletic events or anything. I'm priced out, baby. You're priced out. You're not in the party. Watch the commercials. The commercials aren't for you. The commercials aren't for you. Maybe unless you're a drinker or if you need lots of drugs, those commercials might be for you. Wealth management commercials are not for you. Cryptocurrency commercials are not for you. The Super Bowl commercial with DoorDash and all this bullshit, that ain't for you either. You're just the slave. You're just the slave while the essential worker. Hey, Witchy Nicole, nice to see you. Glad that you're listening from work. And let's make no mistake about it. The reason that app slavery worked is that they destroyed W-2 work. They made the jobs that are out there, the jobs are a lie. The jobs are a lie. They pretend that there are jobs out there that are open, but the jobs are substandard. The jobs are below the threshold of the compensation that it would take to keep people housed and safe. Why are you going to go be a slave for McDonald's if it's not even going to keep you housed and safe? Aren't you better just having your free time? Of course you are. That's why we take our free time back. But see, we got to put all these motherfuckers out of business. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. You guys got to go to the next level. This is a change in humanity. You're lucky. One of two things is going to happen on your fucking watch. Guaranteed. You got your JTB fucking guaranteed right now. I may be dead real soon because I'm pretty old and stuff, and you never know what happens, right? But if you guys live fucking long enough, even the next few years, one of two things will happen. Either there will be a mass change in human consciousness and world governments, where borders are meaningless now because borders are already meaningless. Borders are only keeping you in. They ain't keeping anybody out. They're keeping you in because you're too fucking poor to leave. That's what this border does for you. And they're making you poorer with the border because they're going to bring more people in to impoverish you even further. That's the whole fucking design. They want slaves. They always want slaves. The more people you bring in, I'm 55, my dear. I'm 55, Polly Prissy Pants, and I feel older than that. I feel older than fucking dirt right now. I was born in 1968. I'm a crusty old motherfucker. When people look back at slavery anywhere in the world, and colonialism anywhere in the world, why didn't the people rise up? Or when the people did rise up, what happened? When the people rise up, them fucking colonizers get religion, man. When the people rise up, those colonizers get some religion when they think they're about to hit the chopping block. They start finding Jesus. Well, we need to help some people find Jesus. We don't have to chop their heads off today. Again, I'm the nice guy. I'm the meanest peace activist on the face of the earth. I want you to fucking put every single one of these fuckers out of business and behind bars. But I don't need you to chop their fucking heads off, and neither do you, because violence is a tool of the state. Violence is their excuse to fucking smoke you, and they will. They'll just drop a fucking bomb on your house. They'll just drive a robot at your front door and make it go boom. You can't fight the government who has the exclusive right to violence. The prison industrial complex and the military industrial complex are designed to keep you in fear and enslaved. The prison industrial complex, the military industrial complex are both designed to keep us, you, me, in fear and enslaved. Wealthy people are not in fear. They are not enslaved. They don't have engagements with police officers on the street that turn out badly for them. They're not the targets of the selective enforcement of America. They're not the targets of the selective enforcement of the military industrial complex around the world. Good morning, Damian Blaze. See, this show today, Damien, is at least partly inspired by your comments last night over on that Glitch Dash Bastards channel of what are we doing here? Well, what we're not doing here is perpetuating our own slavery. What we're not doing here is perpetuating the same dog shit system that got us here in the first place. Capitalism was a lie. You got no American dream. You don't even have any money. You don't have a money supply. And I'll explain to you, if you'd like, where your money supply went. That's right. That's right, Polly Prissy Pants. But see, here's the thing. So Polly Prissy Pants makes a great note about police. Police are nice to whoever they want to be nice to, and they're not nice to whoever they want to be nice, don't want to be nice to. They're a gang with an ironclad code of silence. That means they're just organized criminals. Now, can they be nice to you? Sure. John Gotti could be nice to you too. John Gotti was nice to his mom. John Gotti was a swell neighbor. John Gotti was lots of people like organized criminals in the cartels, which probably are, which are more powerful than governments in a lot of parts of the world. The cartels, whatever, the people don't hate the cartels. The cartels are their government. The cartels are of the people. The governments hate the cartels because they're struggling with the cartels for power. Well, why is that going on? Because that's what the corporations have left to us in the world. If you're not part of the corporations or the oligarchy, the only thing you got is to either get in on the crime or fight for your own freedom. And very few people want to fight for freedom. Very few people want the responsibility of their own freedom. They want to check out and have a fucking gig app and tell people, oh, I'm independent because I drive around in my car all day listening to my own music. No, you're a fucking slave to a computer. You don't even work for a human being. They don't even fucking care if you're alive. If you got chopped up into bits, the next time you delivered a Happy Meal, if that customer chopped you up into bits and sprinkled you on the Happy Meal, DoorDash wouldn't care a fuck. DoorDash wouldn't comment upon it. DoorDash wouldn't send a note to your family. If you're an Uber driver and somebody blasts you in the back of the head while you're driving around and blows your brains out and takes your car for a joyride, Uber's never going to give a fuck. Uber never going to make a comment about it. Uber got nothing to say, and they got nothing to do. They don't give a fuck. This AI technology that they're deploying to you is not tested. It's not verified. It's not honest. It is literally built to do nothing but exploit humans as assets until it disposes of them. And you're falling for it. I mean, I fell for it too. Damian Blaze, there's no government. It's called a revolution. You're still not getting it. You're still in the wrong world, Damian Blaze. You're in the old world. DoorDash is dead. Uber is dead. America's dead. There is no government that represents us, Damian Blaze. You can't fix something that is nothing but fraud. Capitalism was a lie. Communism is a lie. Socialism is a lie. There's no pure form of government. All of those forms of government have been used by oligarchs and kings and queens to enslave us as just other forms of their own ego and monstrosity. And so, of course, the communists point at the capitalists and go, "Look at them fucking evil capitalists." And the capitalists point at the communists and go, "Look at them fucking evil communists." And the socialists look at the communists and go, "You're fucking evil communists." And the communists look at the socialists and go, "Well, you're a fucking socialist." You get the game? And the people do the dying. The people do. None of these forms of government mean a goddamn thing. And even if they did mean something, the populace doesn't know what they mean. It's word salad. It's word salad for stupid people. It's word salad for stupid people. So that you can say that you're watching Fox, so you're conservative, or you're watching MSNBC, so you're a liberal. No, you're watching corporate news dog shit. It's like watching the rideshare guy. You're watching fucking news on Uber, paid for by Uber. And you got human beings spitting it out their face. It doesn't make it authentic. It just means it's corporate advertising. You gotta stop trying to make a pig into a racehorse, Damian Blaze. You gotta stop trying to make something into what it's not. A cow don't make ham. That's a Frank Zappa line. You are what you is. A cow don't make ham. Gig apps are app slavery and fraud. They don't make legitimate businesses. They don't make a future for humanity. AI is anti-human. It is created by corporations that are anti-human. There is no way for them to encode these systems with the data that they have and have them be anything but exploitative to you, because the databases are from your exploitation. This is reuse. This is not a real world. This is you living the past in perpetuity. This is your slavery being chewed up, barfed back out, and then you're eating the slavery vomit. You're eating the capitalist vomit. Capitalism's been chewed up with AI, vomited back out to you. Now you're eating vomit capitalism. Yet it doesn't matter if your world's good. That's the whole thing, Damian Blaze. It doesn't matter if your world's good. The world is not good. You will not survive a day longer than the human race, Damian Blaze. You're barking up the wrong fucking tree. Cherry is a stupid person. Michael behind Cherry is a stupid person. Flex is a stupid person. All these people that want to perpetuate the slavery game are stupid people. They're stupid people. They're sellouts. Can they get smarter? Can they get less ignorant? We can only hope. Lots of people never change. Lots of people will never do anything to rid themselves of slavery if they're in comfort. If they live in the big house and they get to maybe they get to fuck the master every once in a while. Maybe Flex gets to fuck the master. Maybe Cherry gets to fuck his master. Maybe they just get excited and they feel like they're personally profiting from this big deal. Doesn't matter. This is back to integrity and truth. In order to make human, logical, sane decisions, Damian Blaze, truth is required. If you do not have truth, you're just playing Grand Theft Human. It doesn't matter what you think you're doing, Damien. It doesn't matter if you think you're benefiting as a slave. It is impossible for you to understand what the gig apps are doing to you. It is impossible for me to understand what the gig apps are doing to you. What the gig apps and the financial system and the oligarchs and the AI are doing to you is so far beyond human comprehension that we'll never figure it out until it's so far too late. Well, I mean, we'll never figure it out. We can't comprehend it, but it will kill us. I don't care if you don't believe it, Damien. You're wrong. You're a man who's wrong. Live in defeat. No, Damien, you're the one living in defeat. You're the one accepting slavery. I'm suggesting you live, Damien, and you unhinge your brain from your smartphone. Can you live without your smartphone? Ask yourself that question, Damian Blaze. What if you don't have your smartphone? How are you going to survive? Because that smartphone can be turned off anytime. What if there's some kind of a revolution or a government disruption, Damian Blaze, and the government just turns off your smartphone? Just turns off your local network, turns you off. What are you going to do, Damian Blaze? You're up a creek without a paddle, son. You're being ridiculous. I've always seen you as quite a reasonable person, but you're really off the mark on this one. And if you want to come on and talk about it, you're welcome to come on and talk about it, or you can type in the chat. That works too. I can read. Luckily, I can read. I write words. I read words. But you're barking up the wrong tree, Damien. You don't continue to be a slave when you figured out you're a slave. Anybody that stays as a slave has to admit they want to be a slave, and then they have to admit that they're willing to sell the rest of their fellow slaves into slavery to do worse than them and to suffer genocide. You're wrong, Damian Blaze. You're just wrong. I don't care what you think. That's the thing. I don't care what you think about this because you're wrong. Doesn't matter if you like it. You're still wrong. It's not legal to have slaves. If you got a contract, Damian Blaze, and you go like, I'm going to hire me some slaves. I'm going to slave me some people. and you find 5 people that go, well, I want to sign up for the Damian Blaze slave service. I want to be a slave to Damian Blaze. That's not legal. Slaves can't agree to be slaves, Damian Blaze, and you can't agree to be a slave owner because slavery is illegal. So if it's illegal for you, then it's illegal for DoorDash. And if it's illegal for DoorDash, it's illegal for Uber Eats. And if it's illegal for Uber Eats, it's illegal for Uber and Grubhub. You got to follow the logic, Damian Blaze. You can't just make up your own fucking story about what you want in Narnia. You don't live in Narnia, Damian Blaze. No, we don't have different options, Damian Blaze. You don't have different options. You have no idea what options other people have. You only know what options you have, Damian Blaze. This is the same mistake, Damian Blaze, that you're making that people made when they said, why didn't those people leave Katrina? Why didn't those people leave before they got drowned and killed? Well, because they had no way out. The roads were blocked. They had no money, and they had no where to go, Damian Blaze. You can't tell people with nowhere to go and no money to get there to leave. This is just bullshit, Damien. You're coming off like a dumb shit, and you're not a stupid person. But this is not just a bad argument that you're giving out here, Damien Blaze. It's the worst argument. You're giving out literally the worst argument for slavery, which is that it's benefiting you, and that you have other options, but that you choose to be a slave today. You choose to play Grand Theft Human and check out of your consciousness and support dog shit slavery around the world today because it benefits you. That's stupid, Damien. You got to do better than that. I like you a lot. I've always respected your opinion, but your head's way fuck up your ass on this one. And I guess that's probably the answer for Torp too. If my buddy Torp, who's wanted to engage me for the last week or two, I've been under the weather, so I haven't been. Yeah, you're wrong. You're wrong, Damien. It's okay for you to be wrong. I don't have any problem with people being wrong on the show. People are wrong all the time. Look, man, you watch the rideshare guy. These fuckers will tell you that they do the same thing as Dara Khosrowshahi. They think Dara Khosrowshahi is a real fucking American hero, Damian Blaze. You're right. You're right in step with a lot of the worst people in this space. You're right in step with a lot of the absolute worst people in this space. It amazes me, but hey, look, it's not a permanent state, Damian Blaze. Just because you're not awake today doesn't mean I don't like you. It's just you're not awake yet. It's okay. It takes time. It's a process. And it's not going to happen in one day. Some people will never awaken to reality and truth. It's possible that could be you. I don't think so, but it's possible. We got to live with everybody. You can't kick anybody out of the sewer. One thing you're never going to hear from me is suggestions of violence or exclusion or clamping down on people's free speech. If you want to talk stupid, you can talk stupid to me. I'll listen. I'll tell you you're wrong. Excuse me. I'll tell you you're wrong, but you can talk stupid to me. I'm not going to hate you. I don't hate Flex. I don't hate Pedro. I don't even know Pedro. Pedro's just a bad actor, right? I mean, I pity these people. And of course, they're the opponent because they're selling out humanity. I don't hate Sergio Avedian. I like Sergio Avedian, but I'm disgusted with his behavior. I'm disgusted with your argument, Damian Blaze. This doesn't mean I'm disgusted with you. You just happen to share the same argument with fascists. You happen to share the same argument with anarcho-fascists. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. You just happen to share the same argument with Nazis. Just like people that are anti-immigrant, anti-immigration, big border people. Like, okay, I'm not saying you're a Nazi. You just happen to share values with Nazis. That borders give people the right to live and breathe, and that if you ain't the right kind of living and breathing person around the right border, that you need to die or you need to just be in a camp forever, or need to be a human sacrifice. I don't buy it. I just think that's bullshit. I just think that's just terrible. That's a terrible argument. And even if you can propagandize people for decades that should be the case, I still don't buy it. I still think you're a fucking piece of shit. So that's just me. That's just me. I think people that share values with Nazis, maybe they're not Nazis, but they share values with Nazis, and that's pathetic. That's what's happening right now in the genocides around the world. We share values with Nazis. Does that mean America's a Nazi state? No, but we sure do share a lot of values with Nazis. We sure are anarchists. We sure are fascists. We sure let corporations just exploit humans around the world without bounds. As long as they're not us, As long as it's not me. Elon Musk not going to sign up to get exploited. He says, "Fuck you. You're not going to use money to tell me what to do with my Twitter platform." Now he's going to use money to tell everybody else what to do, but he's not going to let money make him do something because he's an oligarch. He's Elon Musk. He's the king that came to America from South African apartheid diamond money. Isn't that great? Isn't that great that South African apartheid funded America's or the world's richest man? Way to go, South Africa. Way to go, colonialism. Way to go, fucking racism. Fucking nailing it. You're nailing it, guys. You're fucking nailing this shit. You're really taking it down. Yeah, look, Damien is a very passionate person who a lot of time who has, and Damien has a lot of compassion for people, and that's why Polly Prissy Pants. I get so confused by Damien's opinion because his compassion for human beings that I've seen over and over again, which is why I like him. Is why I like you, Damien Blaze, is that you've shown compassion and understanding and humanity, but your values around app slavery don't match your compassion for humanity. So that's called cognitive dissonance. And the world has cognitive dissonance. It's not just Damien Blaze who's got cognitive dissonance. The problem in the world is not named Damien Blaze. If the whole world was as nice and as honest as Damien Blaze, we'd probably be in pretty good shape. I'm not anti-Damien Blaze. Now, I think Damien Blaze has some, real bad. I'm not anti-Damien Blaze. And in fact, I think he shares some of those awful takes with some of the worst people in humanity. But that's not Damien Blaze. You understand what I'm saying? We're not just our little ego in our opinion. A thought is not me. I could have the most boneheaded thought in my head in the world. It doesn't mean it's true, and it doesn't mean it's me. It's just a thought. People have all kinds of thoughts, and sometimes people have mental health problems or blind spots or all kinds of things that make them think just really ridiculous things. And one of the greatest things you can learn as you grow and as you awaken to your own consciousness is you don't have to trust your own thoughts. We think a lot of things. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I go, God damn it, Jeff, you're really fucking this shit up, and what a fucking loser. You should quit. And I think, like, that's a stupid thought. I shouldn't talk to myself like that. Doesn't mean thoughts don't go through your head where you're like, well, this fucking sucks and I don't like this or whatever. Well, I like Polly a lot too. Polly's one of my favorite opinionators around here. Polly seems like she knows what's going on, and we don't have enough women in this sausage party. We do not have enough women around here in this sausage party. Big fan of women. If women were more in charge, if we could replace AI and corporations with women, we'd probably be fine. Let's do that. So let's outlaw corporations. We'll outlaw AI, and we'll just put women in charge of all the things that corporations and AI were gonna do, and then we'll go from there. See, women don't generally want to commit genocide. Women don't generally want to blow babies up and fucking kill people. But men are just into it. Men just get all hopped up. Men just get all fucking hopped up on goofballs, and they think murdering other human beings is going to be real convincing. Turning entire cities and regions and nations into fucking rubble. That's glory. It's not glory. It's fucking stupid. War is an atrocity. You know what bothers me most about war right now? You know what fucking really, really bothers me about war in 2023 is they don't show any of the fucking bodies. Even the documentaries, if you go on and watch World War II documentaries, now they blur out all the dead bodies and all the people blowing up and everything. They sanitized war. Americans don't even know what war is anymore. See, in my opinion, war should be fully televised. I think every single atrocity and blown up child should be shown without any blurring on TV so that we can all understand every single second what the cost of war is. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. I want to see all the fucking rotting corpses in the street. I want to see the head over there. I want to see the leaking entrails over there. I want to see the fucking human slime by the tank that's fucking just been greased up into fucking nothing. Because the more you see it, the more you realize, like, wait a minute, that doesn't do nothing. Like, you could blow up another 50 of those guys right there, and What's going to change? Nothing. War changes nothing. Do you realize that? You realize these stupid people are talking, should we have a ceasefire or should we just keep blowing? Should we just have a ceasefire or should we keep the human sacrifice going? And people are like, we should keep the human sacrifice going. Let's keep the human sacrifice going. Let's keep doing the human sacrifice and the slavery just a little bit longer, just through the holidays, just through the holidays. Can we just do the human sacrifice through the holidays, Stephen Arrow? Let's just do it for the holidays, just to keep the holidays fun. Otherwise, the holidays are just going to drag on. If we can't do the genocide through the holidays, they're just going to drag on interminably. And we love those fucking stories. We love the stories of World War One, that where they on Christmas Eve they all piled out of the trenches with their fucking rotting feet and their death, and they all hugged each other and sang Christmas carol to each other before they went back into their trenches to die again. Oh, look, there's humanity in war. It's so wonderful. No, it's not wonderful. It shows you how fucking stupid it is. Because the men in one trench don't got no beef with the men in the other trench. It's the kings that got the beefs with the kings. It's the hoarders that got the beefs with the hoarders. It's the oil companies that got the beefs with the governments and the corporations. The people are just left out in the cold to be the victims. How long you guys want to be victims? This just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's not hidden anymore. The one thing the internet and the apps and everything else gave us, it gave us the information to know better. You got it. Now you know better. My voice is giving up. I'm sounding older every day. Where's Cray Cray Nay at? Where's Cray Cray Nay at? My voice is going all dad dash on me because I've been yelling about yeah. You see these famous stories about people being kind in war. How about not war? Do we look at all the Vietnam vets that are still barely alive, if they're alive? How they doing? Did they have a great life after Vietnam? How about those Afghan vets and those Iraqi vets and all they having great lives after we sacrificed their souls in war? Are they? No, they're not. Do we care? No, we don't. What about the millions of Iraqis and the millions of Vietnamese and the millions of other victims around the world that the United States has perpetrated in their genocides? What about the indigenous peoples of Canada and America and all over the world that have been exploited by churches and governments and are now exploited by churches and governments and corporations and AI? So you got churches and governments, but now we're going to pile on the corporations and AI to exploit them too. And then they're the fucking pirates, are they? They're the pirates? Maybe I'm a pirate. Maybe you're a fucking pirate. Maybe we need to be pirates. How about that? How about that? Maybe this is our fucking land and we're the pirates and you better fuck off. How's that? Speaking of which, did y'all see my nice thumbnail this morning? I gave you a holiday-y thumbnail. This is my thumbnail today. That's picture. I took that picture. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Very pretty. See, this is the name of our show. It's called Surviving AI with JTB. It's about surviving AI. It's not about whether you like being an app slave or not. It's not about whether you like DoorDash or not. It's not about whether you're a communist or a capitalist or a socialist or a Christian or a Muslim or a Catholic. It's about surviving AI. You see, we're all in the same boat. We're all one. All these fucking divisions, all these little carved up bullshit things they've been trying to sell us. It's a lie. It's a lie. The government's lies. They just respun kings into oligarchs. They just made kings into oligarchs. But see, oligarchs are above our laws. Oligarchs just make their own laws. Oligarchs created corporations. Corporations are qualified immunity for oligarchs. Oligarchs created corporations so that they could exploit, murder, sacrifice, war, enslave, and imprison without consequences, and drug without consequences. Oligarchs created corporations to control humanity, to make their own rules, to bypass the rule of government, which no longer exists, and to use government as a tool of the corporations as opposed to uh, government as oversight of corporations. These corporations bow to no government. Uber bows to no government. DoorDash bows to no government. If they don't bow to government, they don't bow to you. See, that's the problem. If DoorDash and Uber don't bow to the United States of America, and if Uber and DoorDash don't bow to the UK, and if Uber and DoorDash don't bow to Australia, then they don't bow to you, do they? They're bigger than your government. They're more powerful than your government. They're playing Grand Theft Human with your fucking body and soul. And your government's not doing shit about it because they can't. How fucking scary is that? How fucking scary is that? That these fuckers escaped Pandora's box. Because that's how bankrupt, that's how morally, ethically, and in terms of power, that's how bankrupt your governments are. They don't give a fuck. They just want the money from the corporations so that they get to survive when you don't. It's a survival game. It's just a game of survival now. We're in the meta crisis. Do you think these oligarchs would risk a, let's say, if we just go with the experts, a 50% chance that artificial intelligence could end the human race? Do you think they'd risk that if they gave a shit about anything? Of course not. How many of them are there that are making these decisions? Handfuls. Handfuls of billionaires that can swing the fate of humanity, can end humanity. You thought we remember when we were afraid of nuclear war and we were afraid of global warming, all those things. See, nobody's even thinking about those things anymore because those are long-term problems. We can't even think about long-term problems right now. We got a short-term problem. We got to survive the short term. We now no longer have to worry about surviving 2050. You don't have to worry about surviving the 2024 election between a shit sandwich and a giant douche. You don't have to survive that. You just got to survive today and then tomorrow and then the next day. Fuck the election. Fuck the Democrats. Fuck the Republicans. Democrats and Republicans are the most useless corporate entities in the history of man. Fucking dog shit. Fuck them all. Fuck the establishment. The establishment's doing nothing for you, nothing for me, and it never will. Sold us out. Don't be a fucking rube. Don't be a fucking rube. Well, I think we're going to keep the show short today. Why? I don't know, because we could drivel on about all kinds of stuff, but sometimes we just got to spit out the fucking facts real short, and then maybe people with short attention spans like Torp will watch it or something. You never know. There could be fucking miracles. So, hey, friends. By the way, I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing. No, I won't. I'm gonna skip that one. We'll see. Anyway, I would ask you guys to do me a favor today, if you will. Uh, let's see where we's at. And I'm gonna try and get the book out there for you. It's very hard for me to do things with US dollars because I don't believe in the system. And so even monetizing the book so that I can get it to you is antithetical to my personality. I just don't believe that anything that's happening right now with the US dollar has any relevance to those of us in the app slavery game. If we added up all our US dollars together, they wouldn't make enough to do anything for us. Um, and I'm also seem to be losing my voice this morning. Maybe it's just because I'm so passionate about you surviving. But I did want to show you something. What was I talking about? I know what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what I was going to say. Uh, if I remember correctly, We right now, I'll put it in the chat. We're at 500, and I say we because this is your channel, not mine. I don't give a fuck. I'm here for you. 594 subscribers, never promoted, never monetized. If you would be so kind, 594 subscribers, never promoted, never monetized. If you would be so kind to share this and maybe suggest subscriptions to friends of yours that you would like to survive, I think it'd be a wonderful thing. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the human race. It's about if and when and how we rise up for a chance at survival. There will be a time. Now, you don't think it can happen. You don't think it can happen because we can't see the future. We don't know the event or the series of events that will change our lives. But I'm going to tell you there are events that are coming. I don't know what they are either. I don't see the future. But there are events that are coming that will fundamentally change this broken system. This is an unstable system. The US government is not our representative government. The corporatocracy is completely sold out to the oligarchy and to necropolitics, to anarcho-fascism. The corporations of the world are making their own rules, and their rules are that we die. We are human sacrifices. So as people learn that this is what the case is, these are the facts. These are not the opinion of one curly-haired old man on YouTube. These are facts. This is what is happening. And the fact that very, very smart people get outside YouTube, get outside this space, get outside GigTube, get outside the corporate fraud, get with anybody who's smart that knows what's going on, that knows about truth and transparency and humanity. They know what's going on here. So you be the smart ones. Help yourself out. Help us out. Help me out. Help you out. Let's see if we can get those 594 subscribers up over 600. Let's see if we can get more people on this team of saving humanity, because you're the ones that are going to do it. It's not going to be me. I'm a writer and I can talk to you and shit, but I'm just one old dude. I'm one of the honest ones, though. I'm maybe maybe one of the most honest economists and ex-corporate people in the world. I'd like to think. I don't mince words. I give it to you 100% straight as I'm thinking it. I don't care if they kill me, if they don't kill me, if I go to jail, if I don't go to jail, if they like me or if they don't like me. I give you everything I fucking got. So if you would be so kind as to share this a little bit, I'm never going to monetize it. I'm never going to be in business with YouTube or Google. I promise you, I will never, ever, ever monetize this channel. I will never, ever, ever accept money from Google or YouTube. That is my promise to you. If you'd like to share this channel and help the human race survive, I'd like to see you do it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Today is December 21st. It's 9:09 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12:09 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This has been Surviving AI with JTB on December 21st, 2023. Hope and victory are yours to claim if you renounce and reject anarcho-fascism and corporate slavery and app slavery. That's a fact. It's not an opinion from an old man. It's an absolute fucking fact. Ironclad guarantee. Your money back. Your money back. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Stephen Arrow. Thank you, Simple Toaster. Thank you, Paula Prissy Pants. Thank you, Damian Blaze. Remember, any of you are glad or happy to come in here and disagree with me. If you think I'm full of shit like Damian Blaze does, you come in and tell me. Thank you, Witchy Nicole. Thank you, dearest Mary Poppins. Thank you, Sam Lee, Greg. First in the chat. Thank you, Greg. You follow me, I'll follow you back. I'm your only subscriber. I'm Greg's only subscriber, but I'll subscribe to you. I don't care what you do. I'll watch it. I'm here for you. You're here for me. Let's get this shit on. All right. See you guys later. Have a great day. I'll see if I can get my voice back. Have a